व्यवसाय हो तो समाज की भलाई से, प्राकृतिक संतुलन हो हर एक कार्रवाई से, साथ चले हम भविष्य सवारे सतत विकास की ओर हर कदम बढ़ाएं। Good morning everyone. On behalf of School of Management Sciences, I welcome you all and our respected guests, Mr. Shishir Bindal, Shri R. Ramani, Professor Shruti Sharma Rana, Professor Viren Kumar Mishra, Professor Krishna Kumar, Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Praveen Kumar Singh, respected CEO Sir, Shri Sharad Singh, Director Dr. Ashish Bhatnagar, Director, Journal, Technical Professor Dr. Bharat Raj Singh, Associate Director Professor Dr. Dharmeen Singh, HODs and distinguished faculty members and esteemed conference participants. To the National Conference 2025 on Sustainable Business Strategies for a Shared Future, proudly organized by the School of Management Sciences in the beautiful city of Labs. I am Dr. Suman, Assistant Professor, as your host. Today we gather to explore innovative and sustainable business strategies that can shape a better, more harmonious future for all. This conference aims to bring together thought leaders, innovators, and visionaries from various sectors to discuss how we can create lasting value while protecting our planet. Absolutely, we are thrilled to have you here and we look forward to the engaging discussion that will unfold today. To start, let us seek the blessings of Goddess Saraswati, the symbol of knowledge and wisdom, to guide us towards a successful and enriching conference. We now proceed with the tradition, the lighting of the lamp. I would like to invite our esteemed dignitaries to kindly come forward and light the lamp, symbolizing the arrival of knowledge, wisdom, and the spirit of this conference. Thank you, respected dignitaries, and it is now my honor and privilege to invite our respected guests, Mr. Shishi Jindal, Shri R. Ramani, Professor Shruti Sharma Rana, Professor Vinay Kumar Mishra, Professor Krishna Kumar, Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Praveen Kumar Singh, our Director Sir, to kindly take their respective seats on the stage. We are deeply grateful to have you with us today to share your wisdom and insight. Before we proceed with the formal welcome, it is my privilege to take a moment to introduce truly remarkable individual, someone whose passion for both the environment and the aviation sector has made a significant impact in multiple arenas. We are privileged to have with us Mr. Shishir Jindal. Mr. Jindal is an aviator, environmentalist, and activist known for his commitment to both the skies and our planet. His passion for aviation is matched only by his dedication to promoting environmental sustainability, having been actively involved in various environmental initiatives. In addition to his work in aviation and environmentalism, he is a resource person and facilitator, sharing his knowledge and guiding aspiring professionals. As a PR and media consultant, he has helped shape communication strategies for numerous organizations. We are honored to have him with us today. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Shishir Jindal. Now, I request Director Sir to extend a warm welcome to our guest of honor, Mr. Shishir Jindal, with a bouquet. Thank you, sir, for the warm welcome. It is my privilege to introduce a distinguished leader in public administration, Shri R. Ramani, IAS retired, currently serving as the chairman of the Indian Institute of Public Administration, Uttar Pradesh Regional Branch. With a remarkable career, Shri Ramani has held Several key positions, including Chief Secretary of Uttar Pradesh, Chairman of the Revenue Board, Principal Secretary of Higher Education, and Commissioner of Kanpur Mandal, all of which contributed to the state's governance and development. At the national level, he served as Joint Secretary in the Department of Personnel and Training, influencing the growth of civil services in India. A genuine representation of public service, his legacy continues to inspire the next generation of civil servants. Please join me in acknowledging Shri R. Ramani's exceptional contributions. Now I request Director Sir to extend a warm welcome to our guest of honor, Shri R. Ramani, and present him a token of gratitude in a form of Thank you, sir, for the warm welcome. I am delighted to introduce our next guest of honor, Professor Shruti Sharma Rana, an Associate Professor of Strategy at Delhi School of Advanced Studies. With a doctorate in Business Management and over 20 years of experience, Professor Rana is an expert in business sustainability, strategic planning, and change management. She has worked with leading organizations such as the Indian Express, the Hindustan Times, and Group N, and has contributed significantly to corporate communication and business development. Professor Rana is also a dedicated mentor for the Udyan Shalini program, guiding young girls choosing for government scholarships. Now I request the Director Sir to extend a warm welcome to our guest of honor, Professor Shruti Sharma Rana, to his distinguished gathering with a token of gratitude in the form of beautiful bouquet. Thank you, sir and ma'am, for the warm welcome. It is my honor to introduce Professor Viren Kumar Mishra as a guest of honor. Dr. Mishra is a distinguished professor at the Institute of Environment and Sustainable Development, Banaras Hindu University. While with a PhD from BHU and extensive experience as an associate professor and head of the Department of Environmental Science at Indira Gandhi National Tribal University, our country. His contributions to environmental science are exceptional. He has also held prestigious research positions, including a PhD fast-track young scientist role at IIT, BHU, and postdoctoral fellowship in Spain and Korea. Dr. Mishra's work on sustainability has had a significant impact through numerous research projects and publications. We are truly privileged to have him here today. Now I request Director Sir to extend a warm welcome to our guest of honor, Professor Viren Kumar Mishra Sir, with a token of gratitude in the form of bouquet. Thank you, sir, for the gracious welcome. It is my privilege to introduce our next guest of honor, Professor Krishna Kumar, a fellow in management from IIM and Dhaka, with a distinguished academic background including AMIE Mechanical Engineering from IIT Kolkata and Electrical Engineering from IIT Roorkee. With over 25 years of experience, Professor Kumar has held key leadership roles as professor and dean at IIM Lucknow, director and professor at IIM Kozhikode, and senior core faculty at Bank of Baroda. He has also contributed his expertise as a senior commercial engineer at BHTA. Now I request Director Sir to extend a warm welcome to our guest of honor, Professor Krishna Kumar Sir, with a token of gratitude in the form of bouquet. Thank you, sir, for the gracious welcome. It is my great privilege to introduce our next guest of honor, Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Praveen Kumar Singh, an experienced professional with a diverse background. He currently serves as the Director, as Unique Identification Authority of India, Lucknow, with a 3.5 years of experience as a Joint Director with the Defence Services. He has demonstrated leadership and expertise in both military and administrative domains. His well-rounded career reflects his commitment to public service and his exceptional skills in managing critical projects. Now I request Director Sir to extend a warm welcome to our guest of honor, Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Praveen Kumar Singh Sir, with a token of gratitude. Thank you, sir. It is now time to formally open this conference and set the tone for the existing exciting discussions ahead. To do so, I am honored to invite the driving force behind this event, our conference chair and the director of the School of Management Sciences, Lucknow, Professor Dr. Ashish Bhatnagar. His leadership, vision, and commitment to excellence have played a role in shaping this conference. Please join me in extending a heartfelt welcome for Director Sir, who will deliver the welcome address and introduce the theme of today's conference.
Very good morning to all. Distinguished guests on the dais, distinguished guests of the dais, eminent speakers, academicians, industry experts, delegates, faculty colleagues, and my dear students. On behalf of the School of Management Sciences, Lucknow, it is my privilege to extend a very warm and heartfelt welcome to all of you to this National Conference on Sustainable Business Strategies for a Shared Future. Friends, this conference spread over the next 2 days, organized by the School of Management Sciences, Lucknow, is in collaboration with the Indian Society for Training and Development and the Indian Institute of Public Administration. Before we set the agenda for the discussions over the next 2 days, for the information of my distinguished guests, I would like to bring out a brief journey of SMS Lucknow. Starting our journey in the humble beginning in 1995 from Varanasi, we started this Lucknow campus in 2008. We are offering 7 branches in engineering, which includes the traditional branches as well as the emerging technologies. We also offer courses in commerce and management, the undergraduate courses in commerce management and computer applications. Along with that, we are offering the postgraduate MBA program. All our undergraduate programs are affiliated to the University of Lucknow, and the postgraduate program MBA as well as the BTech that is affiliated to the AK Technical University, Lucknow. We are an A+ rated institution, which makes us the only institution with this grade affiliated to the University of Lucknow, and we are only the second institution in as far as this ranking is concerned with AKT. So with this background, friends, in an era where businesses and economies are undergoing a rapid transformation, sustainability is no longer just a corporate responsibility. It is a necessity for long-term resilience and growth. This conference serves as a dynamic platform for thought leaders, academicians, and industry professionals to deliberate upon innovative strategies that align business success with environmental, social, and economic sustainability. The theme, sustainable business strategies for a shared future, resonates with the global commitment to sustainable development and inclusive progress. As organizations navigate challenges like the climate change, the resource scarcity, and digital transformation, the need for responsible leadership, ethical governance, and sustainable business models has never been more crucial than it is now. We are honored to have with us distinguished speakers and researchers from industry as well as academics who will share their valuable insights on sustainable finance, circular economy, green supply chains, corporate social responsibility, and the role of technology in driving sustainability. Friends, this conference is not just about discussions. It has to be about actionable takeaways that will inspire not only the institutions like us, but also the industry and individuals alike to integrate sustainability into their core strategies. We encourage active participation, knowledge exchange, and collaboration amongst all the stakeholders to pave the way for a sustainable and equitable future. I express my sincere gratitude to our associates, the Indian Society for Training Development and the Indian Institute of Public Administration, for their support in making this conference a reality. I also thank our esteemed guests, all the speakers, and all attendees for their valuable time and commitment to this cause of sustainability. As we move over on this journey of insightful dialogues and meaningful collaborations, let us affirm our collective responsibility towards building a future that is not just prosperous, but also sustainable and inclusive for all. On behalf of the School of Management Sciences, Lucknow, I once again extend a very warm welcome to you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for the inspiring words and for sharing the vision and theme of this conference with us. Your leadership and guidance truly set a remarkable tone for the discussion ahead. It is now my privilege to invite our distinguished guest of honor, Mr. Shishir Jindal, to address us. We are honored to have you here today and we look forward to hearing your valuable insights.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Chief Judge, Mr. Ramni, Director of the Institute, Mr. Bhattacharya, distinguished faculty, the guys, invited guests, and students. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of ISCD Lecture, which is one of the partners of this conference. I'll just take a minute to introduce ISCD and to discuss on the subject we have eminent personalities here. Indian Society for Training and Development, established in April 1970, is a national level professional non-profit society registered under the Society's registration in 1860 with national headquarters in New Delhi. It has a large membership of individuals and institutions involved in the sphere of training and study, from government, public and private sector organizations, educational and training institutions, and other professional bodies. We have 48 chapters nationwide and also offer our flagship program of post-graduate diploma in training and development. ISCD is also involved in research, consultancy, capacity development, and is helping Government of India in skill development mission. It is our honor and privilege to be associated with SMS Lucknow for this today important conference. The topic of the conference is very relevant and significant, and I am sure our distinguished speakers will enrich the students with their thoughtful address and enhance their knowledge. In future, it would be imperative for the business houses and corporate to adopt sustainable business management practices. A business practice that is economic viable, socially responsible, and which also cares for the environment is usually regarded as being sustainable. Hope to see some great learning and knowledge sharing session in these 2 days. ICT Lucknow chapter looks forward for more such cooperation with SMS in future. My best wishes for the success of this conference. Thank you. And at the last, I would say, we have some speakers who are also learned और आपको उनके साथ कुछ शेयर और शायरी सुनने में like Mr. Fakri Azam Khan and कल भी आएंगे, so we'll also listen a lot of शेयर शायरी from them. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words. It is now my distinct honor to invite another guest of honor, Shri R. Ramani sir, to address us. We are privileged to have you with us today and we eagerly look forward to your valuable insights.
Hello. Good morning. From my side, again, a warm welcome to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, all distinguished members of the dais, and all the students present here, dear students. I'm very happy to be here today on the occasion of this national conference. We have organized in collaboration with our institute, which I am the chairman, the Institute of Creative Institute, and ASTB, as you all know, IAPA was established in 1954 by our first Prime Minister John Raleigh. Nearly the foundation dated is 29 March 1954. This institute was established. Much before IITs and IIMs. But unfortunately or unfortunately, visibility of this institute is not that much. In fact, many people don't even know when they say IIPA, they're not very aware of this institute. It has to be coordinated. Because public administration is age old. It has been in existence for very long. With that as it may, let us celebrate this event today, this conference. And the subject matter will be thematic, very, what you call, need of the hour in this country and all over the world. Many people say sustainability. I have my own definition of sustainability. We call it DEFT. D stands for democratic sustainability. Democratic sustainability can be the political leaders at the time. They should be able to take on board. Otherwise, you see, President Trump has come to the United States and just walked out of the what is called the environmental thing. All the Paris Agreement. So very interesting. It doesn't mean that the political leaders not to do this point democratic system. Then is E, environmental system. That is all. You like it or not. Walk out of the Paris Agreement, walk out back to next. It's telling you in case sooner or later. So environmental sustainability will help us. That is why we need the forest clearance, we need so many other clearances to get started. Environmental sustainability. Then F, financial sustainability. Again, it goes without saying, over much we have the democratic backing, environmental clearances, unless your finances is not right. Need the finances, you have to sustain it. Whether you are profitable or not, you have to sustain it. You have to pay even. Yes, you get some grants from and last but not least, technology sustainability. Technology keeps changing. You are having outdated technology, and we have to technology sustainability that is most important. How you follow technology, release technology, and matter. Sustainability will be out of business. I call it sustainability. All these four strategies. Business strategies, which is what we discussed here. Importance. Shared future. Again, I like to raise three questions of this. Shared who? Shared for what? Shared for what? I would again like to answer this question. This short introduction will take much time. Thank the organizers for the excellent meeting.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words. It is my great privilege to invite our guest of honor, Professor Billy Kumar Mishra, to share their thoughts with us. We are truly honored to have you here today and eagerly await your valuable insights.
Thank you very much. And I would like to thank organizers for giving me this opportunity to be here and share my thoughts and some of the researches which I did with you. And I'm very happy. And I would like to congratulate the organizers who have chosen this very pertinent issue for the conference. So in this context, first of all, I will formally mention Dr. Asif Patnagar, Conference Chair, Mr. C.C. Jaiswal, Sri R. Ramani, Professor Suruti Sharma Rana, Professor Krishna Kumar, Pradeep Kumar Singh, Dr. B.R. Singh, the other dignitaries who are off the dais, the organizers, some of my colleagues and dear participants. So we are thriving in this world, and my research area and my expertise is a little different than business. But nowadays, the whole world has become a platform where the kind of multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary thoughts are very much essential to move ahead. So earlier we were living in an isolated society, and our society where the communication and the contacts were limited. But with the industrial revolution, technological revolution, and the past few decades, very fast growth of the developing and developed countries, now we cannot move alone. And I cannot say I am a person of environment, I am not a person of business science. Everybody has to walk together, because we are in a very tough situation, and there are several questions before us. How to lead humanities from here? So the word sustainability is now becoming very common in each subject, and everywhere some of the notions are very common and some of the notions are different. So let's see about a little bit. I'll take 10 minutes to describe my thoughts. I hope it would be enough. And so first of all, let's little talk about sustainable development. Before the word sustainable development came in, and it was given by the Brundtland Commission in 1987, In 1983, the UN Secretary General invited this Rutland, who's the then Norwegian Prime Minister, and discussed about the one word was very popular, our common future. How would be our common future? Our future is common. So he gave her the task, let's develop some strategies for the sustainable development so that we can have a resource sharing, we can have a common platform to move ahead. So in this, the very popular World Sustainable Development came into existence. Before that, in 1972, in the Stockholm Conference, that was the first conference where at the international level, more than 100 country heads and the academicians, researchers, the policy makers, they gathered together and the concept was to save the human environment. The World International Conference on Human Environment has given a target to come together to protect the humanities and let's make a balance between environment and development. This is very clear from that. The World Environment Day, 5th June, is celebrated, and later on, this Rutland Commission was commissioned and they gave a report in 1987 for the sustainable development. A lot of discussions till then the word sustainable development came into existence, and we know that we are developing, and for the developing economy we need resources. Our development is resource intensive, and how we know that resources are very limited, that the water, soil, or any resource, the mineral resources, which are the basis of the development, they are very limited, and we are harnessing these resources at a very fast rate. And Earth has a replenishment rate after certain amount of disturbances. But now we have reached at a level where the resilience capacity or the capacity of an ecosystem to come back into original position is past. So, all of us have seen the environmental crisis, and crisis in terms of natural resources, crisis in terms of environmental pollution, and now the global climate change. The climate doesn't remain the same if we keep going in a similar way. So, what is the solution? Let's talk about sustainable solution that the sustainable development is giving. So there are several aspects of sustainability that say that to grow, to develop, the present scenario or present generation should not consume the resources of their coming generation. We have used, if we take the carbon footprint, take the utilization pattern, now at present we need 1.5 Earth to meet our demands. Why? Because we are using more than what is Earth is giving us. So some part of the world is facing serious crisis, like the developing countries. So in this context, the sustainable development has been much talked, but now we have to develop a framework. It is a legally defined, it should be a legally defined term. We are talking about to achieve a sustainable stage of sustainable development. But how we are going to achieve that? Because we are, if we talk about Indian context, we have 140 million people and we need the resources to survive. And the government is planning, or anybody is planning to provide all the infrastructure facility, and in this process, the provisions are not going to be sustainable. So how agriculture can be sustainable? How industry can be sustainable? Because I'm giving you an example, we need electricity. We are depending still on the coal-fired thermal power plants. 50 to 60% of our energy is still coming from the coal-fired thermal power plant, and we all know that the coal mining is environmentally damaging, is quite hazardous for health, for environment. But can we afford not to have electricity? So how we can replenish, how we can bring these sustainable technologies like solar energy, wind energy in coming time. It will all depend when we have to search for the sustainable options. We are talking, but still we do not have sustainable options. The second thing is agriculture. We need to supply food for all, but without we all blame chemical fertilizers for polluting the environment, polluting the soil, and creating health hazards. But can we provide food for 140 billion people, for 140 crore, 140 billion people? Can we provide food with the organic farming, with non-chemical fertilizer input? So, just while giving solution, the sustainability in itself is a term that the solution should be sustainable. It means it should stand before us. If anybody is hungry, you have to provide food. If anybody is homeless, you have to provide the home. The other infrastructure. So this was the basic objective of the Woodland Commission report, that the way we are doing our industry, the way we are doing our agriculture is not going to support this human society. So in coming time, when we will be having, like in 87, it was projected that the population would be between 17 to 14, 7 to 13 billion by 2025, and we have reached to the 2025. So now still population is not stabilized, and the one drawback of the progress and development is, like, we have become resource intensive, we have become the technologically intensive. Like everybody is having a mobile phone, but do we know what harm mobile, except what we are talking that we are spending much time on the direct effect? Do you know the life cycle of mobile? How much during the manufacturing process it is affecting the environment? We don't care much. Simply, we are talking much about the energy, like the solar energy. We are suggesting that the input of solar energy, we are going to solve our energy crisis. But what will happen with the millions of solar panels when their life cycle will be exhausted? We are not planning from the very beginning, and after 10 to 15 years, when solar panel will be exhausted and lose its efficiency, it will be a huge garbage. So let's start from the beginning, how they can be disposed of and what other ways and means are coming to make our society really sustainable and really resilient. The initial problem was set by UN that they have developed, in the sense, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs, like zero hunger, no poverty, good standard of living, pure clean water and sanitation. But the chunk of developing countries is still struggling and far behind to reach the targeted goals, which is projected for 2030. So let's start doing a little about the sustainable business strategies. What is sustainable business strategies? By definition, it is when a business is not supposed to harm the environment or to run the business in a way as it is not harming the environment, rather benefiting, it is beneficial for the society. But except for few business or some of the industries, how it cannot harm the environment, I cannot understand. So there are very many fancies that are running in this society and the catchy words that everybody is like discussing. But after that, our responsibility is to see how it is possible. The only thing, how a sustainable business is possible, when I said that I have, our industries like our plant, thermal power plants, coal mining or different mining industries or other industries. There are a lot of environmental and government issues, like you have environmental impact assessment plans, so that the effect can be minimized. But still, you can see our water is polluted. All the major and is polluted only because of our lifestyle and industry. Any big city, you can have your mobile and download the Samir app from the CPCB. You can see what is their quality of your region. And I'm surprised to see when I see Varanasi is very clean, but the AQI is still very high. So the soil, the third component is soil. Soil is getting polluted and the fertility is gone, water table is gone. So we have harnessed, extracted all the possible lucrative aspects of the environment, but we have not returned. What we are returning? We are returning PM 2.5, we are returning sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, we are draining up. You can see the CPCB report, not very much controversial, but that report says 50% of the total sewage generated in India is going to rivers without treatment. Means if we don't calculate the total sewage treatment capacity established in different cities of India, the capacity of the total sewage treatment plant is enough to treat only 50% of sewage which is generated. So where that remaining 50% is going to the same river system which is being used for the drinking. So this is the paradox. We are draining the rivers, we are having worship, and you can see in many major cities, on the one hand, we are extracting water for the drinking, and a few kilometers away, we are discharging the sewage in the same river. So what we are doing, we have to think. We all are helpless. I mean, if we government want to raise the standard, again it will resource intensive and it will again put some impact on the environment. So the component of sustainability, the way we have to move ahead is really to be looked upon by us. Not only for the business, not only for the industry, in each and every aspect of life, we are consuming air conditioners. Now life is not possible without air conditioners. So anything, what is the carbon footprint of each individual? How much waste is generated by one individual? So I can say I'm very conscious. I do not let the tap turn on. I always throw garbage in a proper manner. But what about the resources we are using? The car you are driving, the mobile phone we are using, every resource, because it is a default input. We are now in a society where everything is all set, so we are bound to choose those things. But that's why I am saying कि अगला कदम बढ़ाने से पहले हम सोच ले the things which we think are going to be very sustainable. If they are really sustainable, we have to think about that. So every business, there is a lot of discussions, and the post of sustainability manager has become very hot post in the international multinational jobs, in the banks, in other MNCs. There is a sustainability manager which look after what is the carbon credit of your company, how much carbon you are producing, how much carbon you are fixing, and whatever the resource utilization, the way you are utilizing the resources, everything is calculated within the company. But I'm again saying this is a very, you can say, first step, and this is not going to solve the problem. One more thing that I would like to add, we have seen the progression in the society. Like, for example, we were using the wood as a fuel. Then it was thought it is polluted. Then we started using coal. Then, oh, this is very polluted. Then we started using petroleum, the gasolines, the CNG. Now we have come on the electric vehicles, EVs, or the solar energy. But if you see, if the 100 million people were using the coal, then 1,000 million people are using electrical vehicles, or 1,000 million people are using CNG. So the net output to the environment is always same, or we are increasing, still we are increasing the discharges of pollutant into the environment. So really, it is, the thoughtful action, the wisdom, and the very cautious knowledge is required to develop a framework for sustainability. We have a lot of things. We have Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change in India, Central Pollution Control Board, State Pollution Control Board, lot of other boards which are looking after environmental matter, wildlife, biodiversity, and you can name anything related to the environmental legislative structure. Now it is there, but still the lifestyle, consumerism. We talk about the circular economy. We talk about whatever, how much circular economy you may go, but if your inputs and products are not safe, your products are not such, it is, in the process it is polluting the environment, your progress and development cannot be sustainable. So it is now really the question, how long we are going to survive on this earth, because you can see the cancer cases, you can see the other pandemic and epidemics, very fast it is increasing, and environment is changing at a much faster rate. The species depletion rate or biodiversity depletion rate is very high. So, the environment, maybe you can see in coming 10 or 20 years, everybody should carry the oxygen cylinder and a mask on back. And now, air is not worth breathing. So, and we will still talk about the sustainable development. So let's see the ways and means by which the really sustainable things can be brought to our society by means of business, by means of industry, and by means of our day-to-day lifestyle. In circumstances, we have to create a different earth for worth living. So with these words, I would like to again thank for your patience listening, and maybe if you have any question, you can ask and we can discuss right now or later. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words. It is now my honor to invite another guest of honor, Professor Shruti Sharma Rana, to address us. We are truly honored to have you with us today, and we greatly look forward to hearing your insightful thoughts.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning to distinguished speakers on the dais, off the dais, industry people, faculty, students, and delegates. It's an honor to come here and speak on the topic which is very near to my heart: sustainable business strategies for a shared future. Business sustainability is what I've been working for. It's been almost close to 2 decades now. I've been working in the domain of business sustainability when business sustainability was not even a fashion, was not even trending for the MBA cohort here. So I think Professor Mishra has already set up the context about sustainability. Yeah, a very broader context about sustainability. My take would be more on the business sustainability front. Before getting into business sustainability, I would like to quote Prithvi Sukta from Rig Veda, and it says, Mata Bhumi Putra Aham Prithviya, which means that Earth is our mother and we are her children. So that was the concept I think we all have grown on, and that we looked at Mother Earth or nature as a provider, nature as a nurturer. And for last 10,000 years of the development, what we worked where we were aligned, whatever we did from the development side, we were aligned to the nature. And that is the reason why we thrived and why we prospered. So if we talk from the environment and the emission carbon footprint perspective, in those 10,000, the average increase in the temperature was 1 degree. And then what happened for past 80, 90 years, I think Professor Mishra has already spoken about how most World War II, the industrialization happened. And in those 80 to 90 years, we see a sudden spurt in the rise of global average temperature. And for past, I think 1.2 degree, 1.2, 1.21 degree is what we are seeing already a rise in the global average temperature, which leads to a lot of global warming as you see. So not talking about the technical bit here, let me quote about like how does it all affect us? You know, how has it all mattered to us for past 80, 90 years? There's been global warming. I think Sir has already spoken about various planetary boundaries which were reached. So when the average temperature increased in 18 to 90 years because of the kind of business as usual, the kind of way business is practiced, you know, when first the 10,000 years when we functioned as an ally, we were friends with nature. So whatever we did was aligned with the nature. And last 18 and 19, from a friend, we started treating nature as a resource. When I read in economics that air and water is free list, everything comes with a cost. So that's how we looked at air and water. And that is why we say the problem of climate change is tragedy of global commons. And when we say global commons, what are our global commons? Global commons are our shared resource. Professor Mishra spoke about our shared resource, which is air we breathe, water we drink, you know, soil from where we get our food from. So all of these, when we look at these global commons, the shared resource, we've used them mindlessly, and due to which the kind of condition, the kind of crisis which we are dealing with here, the situation which, you know, again from a business perspective, we are here. So why did we start talking so much about sustainability in past 5 to 6 years? When you look at sustainability, it's a very trending topic. Every day you hear some new jargons or new words in and around sustainability, where the clarity about the topic is not very clear. You know, whereas we say that, you know, what is sustainability? I would say it's philosophical, right? Taking care of your current needs without compromising the need of future generation. We've been talking, and Sir said 1987 onwards when Brundtland Commission, Madam Brundtland gave the definition of sustainable development. That is how we need to practice sustainability. Why are businesses still struggling? Why? Because it is a very philosophical concept, taking care of your current needs without compromising the need of future generation. There is always intention to action deficit from the business perspective. We have seen that, yes, we do want to practice business sustainability, but we don't know how to practice, how to implement it. And this is just due to this whole white noise which is coming around sustainability. The first thing is, when we talk from the business's perspective, business sustainability is very different than environment sustainability. Environment sustainability is just 1/3 of business sustainability. Our whole narrative which we see when a business sees the problem of sustainability is very different. So we need to first clear the term of what we understand by business sustainability. When the focus of the business comes. So when we talk from the snow-blindness which I see when I go and speak to corporates about sustainability, okay, very good, something CSR way, I have to put in some money in CSR, I have to do something about the carbon footprint, but currently I don't have money. So when you look at businesses are struggling day in and day out. When I talk about struggling, businesses struggling, there's been a report by McKinsey. There was a report of McKinsey in 2019. And it talked about the lifespan of Fortune 500 companies. So in this survey in 1960, that time the lifespan of Fortune 500 companies was 80 years. And in 2019, when McKinsey did a survey of Fortune 500 companies, it shrunk from 80 to 18 years, which means 75% of the Fortune 500 companies where we aspire to work as management students would not exist by the year 2030. So that's the question here. So when you look at business sustainability, the problem, why are we talking? Because survivability is the issue. Look at your, raw materials. You know, we talked about resource constraint. When we look at it from an Indian perspective, we are 14% of the world's population, 14 or 18% of the world population staying at 2% of the world's land. So that's how resource constrained we are. We look at the energy crisis. Russia-Ukraine war has been going forever. Every time the war is in and around energy. So when we talk from a business perspective, and when we talk from the top line and bottom line of the business, profitability, and then you talk about equity here, businesses are struggling day in and day out to maintain that equity. The survivability is at issue. Government regulations are getting stringent, by the way, because of the climate crisis which we are in. I think Professor Mishra in very detail, we talked about the climatic crisis which we are in. We are already operating on 1.75 volts. So we celebrate World Environment Day, but we don't talk about the Earth Overshoot Day. So Earth Overshoot Day is the day of all the Earth resources assigned to you for that given year. And that time of the year, so in 1971, the Earth Overshoot Day came in December, which means we were using exactly the resources provided to us by biosphere. Last in the August, and this year it's 1st of August. Which we are taking the reserves from the Earth, and that is why it's 1.75. Earth we are living on. So currently, when you look at business aspect, it becomes very difficult for the business to tackle the climate crisis. I think Sir Ramani sir talked about the 3 challenges which business are facing when we look at to tackle the climate crisis. The first one being technological, so I spoke about technology. Second one was behavior, third was finance. Businesses are finding it very difficult to get finance around it. We've seen the geopolitics in and around businesses. So business survivability is very difficult. There is a geopolitics in and around it. We started with Rio conference which happened in 1992, which we call as ecological globalization, where we said that yes, everybody needs to take care of the carbon footprint and limit the carbon footprint because yes, it's impacting the planet. But in 19 about free trade, and that is where the politics started happening. So think of a business entity here. When you create profitability and long-term value creation for your shareholders. There are regulations going on. There is volatile energy prices, volatile raw material prices. There's a trust deficit between your stakeholders because your stakeholders are asking for cleaner products. Your stakeholders are asking for, your stakeholders are asking for some kind of a transparency for you from a company. So that's the reason the companies face with challenge in handling and being sustainable. So survivability is the issue. That is why we talk so much about sustainability. What is the solution? We say that the degenerative approach which we are doing will not work. We need a regenerative solution. We need to it has to be restorative and regenerative in nature. And that is why we talk a lot from the circular economy perspective. There is a detailed roadmap in terms of sustainable development goals, 17 sustainable development goals which have been given to us. There have been a lot of tools and a lot of frameworks which are available in the market for the businesses to set up their goals, strategize and operate so that they can also create a business sustainability, which is the continuance of business. So while they need to understand that businesses are a subsidiary of community and that is where you live in. So in order for a business to be sustainable, has to be in alignment with the community in which you operate and the environment under which you're creating an impact you operate. If you are not aligned and if you go the other way, which you have been going for so many years, for 80 to 90 years, it would not be sustainable. And when I use the word sustainable, it is a continuance. I'm talking from a business continuity perspective. So for a business side, you need to now focus more on the cash flow, keeping that cash flow on rather than looking at the long term, at the short-term profitability. Businesses need to keep their people intact. So when I say people, they are the only renewable resources which are available for the businesses. So leadership plays an excellent, very important role here in the businesses when we look at it from a business sustainability aspect. Hold your people closer because when there is so much of chaos in the VUCA world which we are all operating in, which is volatile, uncertain, ambiguous, complicated world which we are living in, we need that internal cohesion amongst us. So that is where my 2 cents or whatever I could talk about business sustainability. And lastly, I would end my note on by using a quote. It's a Chinese proverb. but it says that if you ignore the dragon, it will eat you. If you defy the dragon, it will overpower you. But if you ride the dragon, you can take advantage of its power and wisdom. Replace the word dragon by climate change. I'm talking from a business perspective, and you will see how much can be benefit. The business can benefit out of it. As Anand Mahindra said that, climate change is not a problem for businesses. Look at it as an opportunity. In World Economic Forum, he mentioned that climate change is a $23 trillion opportunity for Indian businesses to capitalize on. All you need to know is clear that ambiguity around what sustainability is, how to practice sustainability, and bridge that intent to action deficit, and things would be solved. That would be all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your inspiring words. It is now my distinct honor to invite another guest of honor, Professor Krishna Kumar, to address us. We are truly honored to have you with us today, and we are greatly look forward to hearing your insightful thoughts.